Okay, so in this video I'm going to be showing you how to use Claude Cowork to tidy up a bunch of disorganized files on your desktop. So in this case I'm going to look at my download section, and this has got a bunch of files that have been downloaded. It's a bit messy, no clear structure, and quite frankly trying to find anything is a bit of a mess at times. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Claude Cowork to tidy it all up and basically go to my downloads folder on my desktop, which I've given access to down here. So you've basically, within the file section, given access to the downloads folder, which is over here. As you can see, super messy, loads of different file types and no kind of organization to it. So I'm just going to show you very quickly how this works. Giving it the prompt, tidy up the downloads folder, putting all the folders and files into clean name sections and organizing it nice and even. That should be nice and evenly. Let's see what happens. So what it's then going to do is it's going to look through all these different files. Essentially, it's going to work out what type of file is it, what name has it got, what's in the file, and then it's going to just rank it and give it different folder types based on what's in there. So at the moment it's working through, as you can see, it's running the command at the moment, and this is currently working through the download section. Okay, so what it's done is actually it's flagged a few issues already. So it's basically said that my request is wrong. So I've said organizing it nice and evenly as a cosmetic goal applied to a structural problem. So what it's found is 2,000 files, 33 gigabytes of storage, 564 files have got a 1 or a 2 in the name, copies of copies essentially. 1,000 files are 2 years old and I haven't opened them. 25 installer files, so they're basically not usable or not really needed once you've downloaded the app and installed it, and multiple duplicates across the folder. For example, this field hockey paper, which I had from my previous business, exists 6 times. Downloads as a transit folder, you're using it as a junk, then asked me to arrange the junk. So what nice and evenly gets you is organized garbage, and then it's basically telling me that this is what great's going to look like for you instead. So it's basically correcting how I want it to be organized by saying, do you know what, actually there's a better way of doing this, so it can think for you as well. So what great looks like: aggressive deletion first. Now it won't delete stuff unless you give it rules and you basically allow it to do. So there's always the permission step within this if you haven't got permission switched off, which I wouldn't recommend doing at all. So be careful with this. But what it's done then basically is looked at all the different files. It's got 2,000 different files, lots of storage, multiple duplicates. It can basically give you a degree of how many should be deleted. Now, obviously, if it's in a downloads folder and it hasn't been open for 2 years, it's not that important. I'm not going to put ruthless, moderate, zero, or quarantine first. I think what we're going to put is moderate to begin with. Organization scheme, so we can go by topic or project, and that's what it recommends. File type, year, or hybrid. So in this case, I think topic or project makes the most sense. Where should the organized results live? Going to keep it in the downloads folder, nice and simple. And scope of what I touch, everything, loose files, or dry run first. Let's put everything. So now it's going to start working. I'm going to keep both screens open so you can see how quickly this works and how it starts to organize these different files as it works through them. So as you can see, it's got the moderate deletion. So in any installers and DS stores, which is basically app downloads or app installs. Everything's staying in the downloads. It's going to create a full inventory, build a classifier, create the folders, delete installers, move everything, and then verify that no files are left loose, there aren't any no name collisions or duplicates, and then spot checks these categories. So it's going to start working on that now. The other cool thing to say is that this could be applied to any kind of file. So if you give it access for example, your Google Drive, it will do that for you. If you gave it access to a different file within your desktop, again, it can organize that for you. It doesn't just have to organize it though. It could just, as you've seen already, give you advice on how to organize it or what the best structure is based on what's in there, because you don't want to have to scroll through 2,000 files, but it can do it, as you've just seen, within 30 seconds, and it's figured out exactly what all of these different files are and how best to structure it. So you could just use it as a screening tool to be like, I've got X many thousand folders here of different documents. What's the best way to organize this? And then if you want it to, you can do this and it will start to organize it all for you. Okay, so it started working now. As you can see, we've got all of these files now neatly organized into these different file types. So we've got coaching content, we've got ACL, rehab, field hockey, business ops, automation, finance, legal, fonts, and some miscellaneous as well. So as you can see, it's taken 2,000 files and organised all into 8, and that's taken around 10 minutes to do. Now, if you imagine trying to do that yourself, obviously that's going to take a whole lot longer. So this is just one use case for how Claude Cowork can be useful. Hope that's been helpful. Just to recap then how to do this, you obviously need to pay for Claude to access Claude Cowork. The pro plan's around £20, $20. To get to it, you need to click on this middle section here, so not on chat or on Claude Code, but Claude Cowork in the middle. You then just need to give it access to your files on your desktop to give it permission to do. So just be careful about what you're giving it access to and what you're allowing it to edit. You then run a prompt to say, please organize these file types into folders nice and neatly, and it's still working in the background, as you can see. So it's going a bit more granular now and adding a bit more context with papers and research, that type of thing. And once you have run it, it might start asking you questions like how you want to organize it or what permissions you want to give it in terms of file deletion of duplicates, that type of thing. And then it will just run in the background. You can get on with the rest of your work and you've got all of that nicely organized. You can find everything you need. It deletes the stuff you don't need. And that's one huge job off your plate. It takes 10 minutes and happy days. So if you're interested in learning more around how this can help you, drop a comment below and I'll be able to give you a little bit of a helper around how to implement this in your own coaching business or other business. And if you are also interested, down below you can get 14 days of free emails that give you basically my top tips around how you can use automation to streamline your coaching business.